Hey, welcome back to my channel. I am Serena Nicole, and I am a maker, designer, design educator. And today I am going to review my sewing machine. It's fairly new to me. I've been using the same Singer machine for years. And when I say years, I mean at least a decade, maybe 15 years. Because I have the Singer heavy duty and I work with leather. I'm a leather artisan. So I work primarily with leather, and I just need something that is going to go through layers and layers of leather. And it was just my handy dandy, trusty machine. Prior to that machine, I had, and I'll have a video or a photo right here of my very first machine. Well, the machine that I purchased for myself. I was given a machine by my mom. But when I was maybe 20, a fabric store went out of business, and I showed up to see what I can score. And they had this vintage Singer that weighs a ton. It's so heavy. And at the time, I was a fashion design major at FIT. And I just needed a machine other than the machine that I had. The machine I had was kind of wonky. It was giving me issues. And I was very new into sewing. And I wanted a machine that I just felt was sturdy and wasn't as intimidating as the machine my mom had given me. And so this was a vintage Singer. I mean, when I tell you it's vintage, like it does not reverse, it does not zigzag. All it does is just go straight. And it's all steel, very, very heavy. I used that thing for about 10 years without any issues. All I had to do was just keep it oiled, gave no problems. But eventually I was like, all right, let's get something more modern. And that's when I got the heavy duty Singer. And like I said, I used it forever. The only reason I have this particular machine is when I was opening my makerspace. I believe my color theme was like a black and cream in the makerspace. And I just didn't want to have a gray sewing machine. Just didn't match. And so I wanted something that was either black or cream. And I went on a mission to find a black sewing machine and came across this Janome on Wayfair. I'm always on Wayfair shopping for my home. And so I was like, let me see if they have first. I think I was probably looking for a table, a sewing machine table, and just searching, the machine came up as well. And I saw this black one. And so I got to the details and realized it's a dream with leather. And so it stayed in the box for a long time because I was kind of used to just using what I was used to. And this was just supposed to be for my makerspace customers. But once I closed the makerspace and brought everything into my home, I said, you know what? How about I start using this Janome and see what it's all about, see what it's hitting for. And I like it. I like it a lot. So we'll do a little review, let you know why I like it, what I like about it. And I think we'll start with my unboxing. I thought I was going to make a video about my unboxing when I was unboxing, and I just never got around to it. So I still have that footage. I'll show that, and then I'll be back letting you know all about the Janome. So this is what the box looks like, and I'm literally unboxing it now. It's a great size, not too big, kind of compact, and it comes with a nice case to keep the dust off. But just from here, I love the fact that it's really meant to be used with leather and quilting. Even though I'm not a big quilter, I've done a few, but it's nice to know that this machine has the ability to become like this free arm, and it has a built-in needle threader, which is great as my eyes are getting old. And so it has, let's see, just saw some leather needles Yeah, it has leather needles inside, has a walking foot. So, you know, sometimes it's time to change. Let's see what Janome is all about. I'm impressed with it thus far, and I haven't even done anything with it yet. So let's see, put this baby to work, see what it's capable of. Also comes with a 25-year warranty, which is really cool. And I'm going to tell you, although it is compact, it is a very heavy machine. Oh, I can't lift it with one hand. So very, very heavy. It is made out of steel on the interior of the plastic covering. So it is definitely very sturdy. All right, so let's talk about threading the machine. 99% of the machines I've ever used, and I've been sewing now since I started sewing in high school, but I'm getting actually good at it since I was 20. I'll be 50 this year. So we're talking 30 years of really sewing. And so, needless to say, I've worked on a lot of different machines in my work and in my personal life. And this is the only machine I've ever worked on that does not start right and move left. This machine comes out of the spool like a normal machine, but then it goes to the left of these metal pieces down and then to the right. Okay, so that's one very unusual thing. You get used to it though, but first couple times, not so much. So I'm gonna zoom in and thread it. Okay, so most machines, it's a little dusty, but most machines, once it comes through here, it will then come down on the right, up, and over to the left. Right, and then left. This machine goes left, and then right, and then down through here, and into the needle. All right, so I'm going to show you what I mean. Let me unthread it. And I'm going to try to do this with one hand because I don't have my phone holder that I can wear. So I'm going to have to hold the phone and see if I can thread. Let's see. So here's my spool. Comes through here. And it's going to go behind. Okay. And then, like I said, it's going to come down the left side. Then under here, picking up this little piece that kind of boings. And then up. Thread is in my hand. It's hard to see because it's black on black, but I'm going up. And behind this rounded piece. So that is now hanging out in this hole. Then back down to go behind here, behind here, behind here, and then I just thread the needle. Just drop your presser foot as you normally would so you can get to that hole and you thread the needle. Alright, so once you're threaded, just want to show you where everything else is. This comes off. And inside is where you will find all the wonderful things that came with it. I mean, it does come with a lot of different fits. This one is really what I typically use for leather. It just glides instead of getting like sticky on your leather. So many things that it came with I'll never use. All my necessary doodads are in here. I will say at least 50% of them I've never touched, never will, but I've looked some of them up just to see what they all do. And like one is great for like a rolled hem, blind hem, all types of goodies that I don't really need as a handbag designer. But something for you to consider if you are making clothes. So yeah, it has a ruler down here. Here's the reverse for back tacking. This changes the length. This coordinates with these stitches here. So your buttonhole, your zigzag, smocking, all the things. And again, so many of them I never use, but for the most part, I'm at B, which is the straight stitch. And so you just make sure that you're at B and you're good. But I do also use my my zigzag, which is C. And then you just turn it incrementally for the width of the zigzag that you want. Right, so that's pretty standard. The most unusual thing, like I said, is how you thread this machine. Going down to the left and then coming up to the right and then back down. Most machines are right to left, not the other way around. But once you get past that, you get used to that, it's all good. I'm going to show you with the thickest leather that I have on hand. I would say that this, you know, this is like belt weight. I've also used this leather for the soles of sandals, so it's relatively thick. And so what needle do I use? See if I have some to show you. Okay. And it came with these leather needles. Like I said, it says right on the box that the machine is good for leather. These are the European sizes. So the European would be 90 or 100. In here, the American equivalent to 90 and 100 is 14 and 16. And so there's some 14s in here, which would be for a thinner leather, and 16s in here for a thicker leather. I honestly don't know if I have a 14 or a 16 in here. If it breaks, we know it was a 14. And I'll just put in a 16. Breaking needles is just part of the fun, right? No, not really, but it happens. All right, so here we go. Nice thick leather. It is sewn beautifully. Love these stitches, nice and even. But taking this thick leather, let's see what happens if we double it. The needle didn't even resist, didn't even put up a fight. No problem. Beautiful. I just feel that the Janome handles very well. Even though the Singer is amazing with leather, I think this thickness would have caused a little hesitation. In this machine, nothing. It just goes right through this leather like butter. So I'm happy with it. So yeah, this machine went through this. The thickness is what you would use for a belt or handbag strap. That's what I use this for, typically handbag straps, planter straps. And so to be able to double it and not face any issues, no hesitation. That's why I like the Janome. Singer heavy duty would have gone through the leather too, but it just would have hesitated a little bit and made some like some grunting noises as it did its job. So yeah, I'm really pleased with the Janome. I definitely recommend it if you are already using the heavy duty Singer for your leather work and you're looking for another machine. The Janome is maybe $100 more, so that's, that might be something to consider. But I'm pleased with it. I am pleased with it. I have not brought my Singer up from the basement since I moved it here from my makerspace. Sorry. But I do know that if ever I have a problem with my Janome, that Singer is reliable. Like I said, I've used it for about 15 years. This is my second one in 15 years. The first one, I used it so much the engine just went on me, maybe around year 9 or 10. And so then I got the second one and we've been going strong. The Janome, I've had it for a year, but it probably sat in a box for 3 or 4 months. And then I only used it for my customers in the makerspace. Didn't start using it for leather until I moved it in here about 2 months ago. So again, it's fairly new to me and I'm really pleased with it and I definitely highly recommend it. So thanks for joining me today. I'm still on my 52-week challenge where every week I am making something creative just for me, just because I want to grow as a creative. Yes, I've been doing this for 30 years. Yes, I am an educator, but there's so much to learn. There's so much to try. There are different materials beyond leather and fur that I want to play with. I want to make rugs. Like, I want to just make things that I haven't tried to make before. And so this is my 52 weeks of exploration, of experimentation, and I'm enjoying it. So thank you for being on the journey with me. I am now in month 4. Dang, that's crazy. But yeah, I started on January 1st, and so we're now in the middle of April. So I'm halfway through month 4, and I am consistently making cool things. Some of it gets filmed, and I get to share with you on video, and some of it I'm like, damn, I wish the camera was on, but what are you gonna do? But please subscribe, and if you have experience with the Janome, please let me know in the, you might want to know what model number this is. Let me check. This is the Janome 731LE. 731LE. So if you have experience with the Janome 731LE, please put it in the comments. Let me know what you think of it. And if you have a home machine that's not the Singer heavy duty or the Janome 731LE that you are using for your leather work, please let me know what it is. I know the industrial machines, the Jukies, they're amazing with leather. They're just horses, they're just super powerful. But if you have something at home that you spent less than $500 for, and you can use it for your regular fabrications and leather and fur, and you are just enjoying it, share it. Please let us know. All right, thanks for watching. See you soon.